Hey Aries, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are actually doing the monthly readings. So looking ahead at July, I am going to be doing a what I like to call a 3x3 spread. So we are going to be looking at three separate topics: the important energy around July, the career and financial energy, as well as love energy. And then we will be splitting that by overview, challenge, and advice. I will be using the green glyphs lenormand for that portion. And I do also have the Boji blog lenormand for clarification. And starting us off today, we are using the Shine From Within Oracle deck just to get you a bit of a general overview for the month. Okay, Aries. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. I do really appreciate that. Every comment, leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any specific topics you would like me to look into. Aries, what's going on for Aries in July? Aries energy for July, please. July 2025. Gratitude Rampage, Aries. So I know these cards are quite pale, but that does have like a list, an empty list. And at the top, it does say gratitude. I'm thankful for. List 10 things that you are thankful for. So you've been given a little bit of homework for July here to, over the course of the month, think of at least 10 things that you are grateful for in your life to really actually stop. Pay attention to not only, just the mundane, the boring, the bad stuff when it happens, but pay attention to the good things when they happen as well. So no matter how small, okay? So it may just be, one of those things may just be, I managed to wake up on time when every time my alarm went off, I woke up and I didn't, press it 5 times before I actually got up, during July. Something that I don't know whether this is, elsewhere in the world, but here in Australia, people do dry July, which is abstaining from alcohol throughout the month of July. So I am picking up that somebody may be sort of doing something like that this month and setting that as something that you're grateful for, that you are able to abstain, those sorts of things. It may not be, alcohol. It could be, a multitude of things. Maybe you're steering clear of junk food this month and things like that, or just being a little bit more conscientious about those things. But we will move into the main spread here. I will pull the whole 9 cards and then we will go through it from there. Okay, Aries, July 2025 for Aries. Starting off with the important energy for you in July. Aries, important energy for Aries in July, please. The overview, the challenge, and the advice. Okay, relatively clear. Career and finances for Aries in July. Overview, challenge, and advice. Okay, and then love for Aries in July. Once again, the overview, the challenge, and the advice. Okay, so Aries, starting off with the important energy for you in July, we are starting off with a very strong energy as your overview. The important energy and then the overview, this is the strongest energy we have here is the coffin coming through, okay? So the coffin energy is, in this particular reading, I do feel as though this is actually referring a little bit to, the death of some things. Coffin, it can be a little bit scary sometimes because we do have, the death, but we also have rebirth with the coffin as well. It is a transformational energy, but it does sort of point me towards the death, the end of some things here in your life at the moment. So it's kind of telling me that July is the month where things are closing closing out. You're closing that coffin lid and burying things this month, and then, you know, after July, or towards the end, and then after July, the rebirth can happen. All right. So, but things, in order for that rebirth to happen, we need to close off certain energies and bring an end to certain things in our life here. I will clarify that, because it does feel like it may be some specific things closing out for you this month. It really does show us, though, that it's the start of this transformation that you're undertaking, Aries, that you really are going to be, you know, closing out the things that no longer suit your life, no longer suit you and your energy, that you're ready to level up, but it's the last sort of stage before that level up of needing to close off to a couple of things that just that residual kind of energy coming through there. I will clarify that before we even move on to the challenge and the advice for that there. But clarify the coffin card for Aries, please. Because it does really feel as though these are going to be some significant endings happening around your life at the moment. Clarify the coffin energy for Aries, please. Okay, so we have the flowers coming through first. That one kind of flew on out. So it's the end to energy where you're not receiving what you're giving. Okay, the flowers is a very reciprocal energy. It's an end to, it's kind of an end to, I'm hearing the gift that you never wanted. So it's like, especially here with the other card clarifying here is the stars. So it's kind of like there's been a few things in your life that it's like, you thought you desired those things, you thought you wished for those things, but then when you got them, you realized, hang on, that's not actually what I wanted here. That's, you know, you're realizing that maybe I wished for the wrong thing. And maybe I wasn't clear enough with what I wanted in reality here, that I was wishing for something that isn't possible, even for some of you here, wishing for something that turned out to, you know, not be what I really wanted, that it was a unachievable goal, or it was, you know, a dream. It was an illusion of what I wanted. It's not actually the truth of what I really truly want here. So it's like closing out that gift. That's not the present I wanted. It's like if you're opening up a Christmas present or a birthday present, and you're kind of like, oh, yeah, I know I asked for a car, but I didn't actually mean like toy cars. I wanted a real car. So it's time to, you know, close that gift and pass that on to somebody that actually wants toy cars. And then move on to focusing on, hang on, now I need to be a little bit more specific about what I'm wishing for. But it is going to cause a little bit of turmoil here during July for you, Aries, because the challenge we have is the whip. Okay, so there are some troubles, some arguments, some things like that, a bit of tension and drama, conflict, is going to be a bit of a challenge when these things end for you, because it's kind of that energy of like, even though I didn't want that gift, I don't necessarily want to let go of it. I've gotten used to having that. I've gotten used to having these toy cars. So, you know, now I'm actually, you know, holding on to them a little bit tightly, and I'm not sure if I actually want to give them back. But you know, it's not in line with what you truly desire here. So it is time to sort of close those things out and give those sort of back to the energy, so that we can move forward in a much more positive direction for ourselves. But it may sort of bring up some turmoil with you, bring up some conflict. Do I really want to let go of that? Is it, you know, for certain things here, I do feel that, like I said, I wanted to clarify, but I'm just going to re-clarify and ask a little bit more specifically, what aspects of Aries life are coming to a close in July, please? What areas in Aries life are coming to a close? Yeah, okay, so there is a friendship. This is the dog card there. So there is a friendship that is coming to a close. Someone that you kind of like, I know that the loyalty has been compromised between myself and this person. I know that, maybe they're not as understanding or compassionate. Once again, I'm getting that illusion that maybe they've been the illusion of a great friend, but do you know what? Maybe they actually aren't. It is reminding me of some energy I had for you guys. It was quite a while ago now, at least sort of like 6 months ago, Aries, but because I knew somebody who was having that sort of issue, and they just weren't aware of that they were getting some bad advice off a friend in their life, and they just weren't really consciously aware of that, and they were very stuck in the illusion that this was a really good friend, this was somebody that cared about them, and whatnot, um, and it was more of a subconscious thing, and I was picking up on the fact that there was some bad advice being given, from this person, and that this person had kind of ulterior motives into being this person's friend. It's giving me that energy. So I do feel as though it's the illusion of this person being a really good friend. So that's maybe why it's, you're holding a little bit tightly onto this. But we do have the cross here as well. So there is a lot of spiritual energy, you know, connected to this, that it's kind of destined that this person leaves your life. They've served their purpose, kind of energy. They've become more of a burden, more of a responsibility that you're having to take care of than someone who's actually giving you, useful things. Because even back to that flowers energy, that's reciprocal energy, that's coming to an end here. That this is a one-sided relationship. This is something where you're giving a lot more time, love, energy to this relationship than this person is giving to you, Aries. So it does feel like there is a friendship coming to some sort of a close during July, and that makes sense exactly why that's going to be a big challenge for you, Aries. Why there is going to be maybe some arguments, some conflict here, because you don't want to lose this friend, but you're kind of realizing that it's in your highest good, to maybe ease this person out of your life a little bit there. Your advice with this energy is the child. Okay, so just try to focus on the new beginning, the new potentials, the new adventures that this is going to open up for you. That yes, this person, they may be leaving your life, but it's opening up brand new energy. That all that energy you were putting into that person, you can now put into yourself, into having fun with your life, actually enjoying your friendships. That being grateful for the other relationships that are more genuine in your life, that aren't an illusion, that are giving you back what you're giving them. It's being playful and having fun with it, and not taking it to heart, not allowing that conflict to sit too heavy on yourself there, and just try to really embrace that, the innocence of childhood, of when you're a child, it's kind of like, well, you're not my friend anymore, so I'm going to go play with those kids. I'm going to go have more fun over here with them. So you're kind of doing that. I feel that it's okay, because I can go find another friend to have even more fun with, and who will give me even more back, kind of energy. Uh, when it comes to career and finances, Aries, we do see your overview as the mountain energy. Okay, so we do see some challenges with, it does feel more so work related rather than money related for you, Aries. It's just some challenges, some obstacles, some blockages that you're facing this month. It's more so, this is the Capricorn card for a reason, because it's all about work, 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 work. It's all about you, showing how determined you are, showing how perseverant, and, how much you can just keep on, keep on, keep on giving, and trying, and taking one step at a time, as long as you keep moving up this hill, you will reach the top. It's just one step at a time, one step at a time. And even if you fall back, get back up, keep on going, be very determined to persevere with it, and put in the hard work when it's necessary. So there may just be, the need to just put in a little bit of work this month, just to make sure your position is secure, because we do see the challenge here as the person. So I do feel as though it's some unclear energy in regard to the challenge, because it seems to be people around you are a little bit challenging for you this month with work, and it does feel as though, confusion around your own self and what your own self actually wants when it comes to work, because the advice I've got is the stars, which shows us to remain hopeful and optimistic, but it also talks about your goals, your wishes, your desires, and that as your advice, it really shows us that you do really need to clarify what it is that you desire here with work, and so that's why maybe we're seeing a bit of a challenge here as the person, because you yourself are a little bit confused at this current point about what it is that your goals are, what you wish for when it comes to your work life. And so clarifying that your advice is to focus on the answer to that question, and find what it is that your goal is, set those goals and ask yourself, what it is, and that will help avoid that challenge, but I'll clarify the challenge for you here, Aries. Clarify the person for Aries within career and finances. Oh, okay. So we have the scythe and the broom. Okay, the scythe and then the broom. So it may actually look a lot like staff changes around you as well. There may be a lot of sudden, unexpected staff changes clearing out. There may even be physical clear outs happening in the workplace as well. Like, we're going to clean out the whole office and put everything around in different spots and things like that. But clearing out staff, especially related to people, there may be some unexpected changes taking place. Someone getting swept out of the energy in some sense. So there may be, staff leaving and things like that occurring during July, that kind of just leave you feeling a little bit unsure, uneasy, and you're maybe that's why you're having to take on a little bit more work this month, because you're having to compensate for missing staff members and things like that. But when we do have that advice for the stars there, to really focus on what it is that you wish for here, to really work it out for yourself of what are my goals, what are my desires when it comes to work. It is showing me back that that overview card with the gratitude rampage and thinking about the things that you are thankful for. It's kind of giving me some preemptive gratitude here as well. So when you're trying to determine, what the goals are that you're wanting to set for yourself with your career and work, really actually think about, what kind of word it to yourself, Aries, like, I would be grateful if, that when you're thinking about the wish, that the goal that you want to set for work, think about, what would be the thing that I would be most grateful for, a change at work that I would be most grateful for, what would make me, if I had a certain outcome, that would go on my list of things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for that change or whatever. So I do feel as though for some of you, it may even be connected to this person potentially leaving as well, because I do feel that for some of you, it's kind of like, I really wish that this person, I didn't have to work with this person, because I don't like working with them. And lo and behold, bang, all of a sudden they're no longer working there. So you may actually see that occurring for you this month as well. Put it out there, Aries, put it out there. When it comes to love for you, Aries, we do have your overview as the ship. Okay, so some distance between you and love at this point. Okay, it's for some of you, there may be some physical distance between you and the person that you love. If there is a specific person there may be some physical distance between you and them, or even just emotional distance. Someone may be needing to travel during July, and it puts a physical distance between you and this person. Whether you know it or not as well, Aries, but I do kind of feel like, because I'm picking up on a very specific situation, Aries, where you you have a lot of love for somebody and you don't realize that they are actually going to be traveling during July, which, and whoever this is, I do feel it is somebody in Australia. I am picking up on a masculine energy, that the person that you love, and the person that you love is a feminine, but very masculine feminine as well, very strong, powerful um, feminine. And they are the feminine is traveling, because I keep hearing to Queensland, and it's telling me, like, it's a bit odd, Aries. I'm not going to lie, because it is telling me, Michelle, you are traveling to Queensland in July. Um, and that's what it's asking me to tell you, that Michelle is traveling to Queensland in July. So, okay, we'll take that. But you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're thinking of me, Aries. It could be another Aries to that particular Aries. That the person that you're thinking of is maybe traveling, and it may not be to Queensland, but it does feel like distance, like a you know, that's a state, you know, a state difference. You know, it's like 800 kilometers away. Um, so you know, it takes me like 9-10 hours to drive there, so it's not a short distance. But the challenge that we have for you, Aries, in love in July is the lily. Okay, so it's quite interesting, because the lily is telling me that you're feeling very challenged by the fact that you know that this is, you know, that it's an element of thinking about where you see yourself in love in, you know, 30-40 years from now, that the person that you want to grow old with, and you're maybe, you know, it's kind of it's giving nostalgia about something that hasn't even happened yet. So nostalgia about, you know, the end of you know, the person that you want to grow old with. So you're already sort of thinking about, oh, maybe it's like you wanted to grow old with a certain person, or you talked about growing old together, that kind of thing. And that's the challenge here, is it's kind of bringing, there's a lot of feelings, I feel, associated with a specific person for a lot of you this month. And it's that nostalgia about what you wanted to have, the longevity that you wanted. So it's like, it's weird, because nostalgia is like a thinking about the past kind of memories kind of energy, but it's showing me the you know, that I wanted to grow old with thing. So it's kind of like a very contradictory energy there, Aries. But it's really mostly coming up here because it's talking about the emotional component of that. You know, the lily is a very emotional kind of energy, and that's why it's challenging you, because it's asking for emotional intimacy. And that's actually a big challenge for you this month, to be very connected and emotional, to emotionally intimate to love. And there is, you know, like we said, this distance between you and love, whether love is a specific person or love is just the idea of love for yourself here. Pardon. You are just struggling a little bit with the emotional component, and allowing the emotions to come close. You're trying to keep the emotions at a distance during July as well, which I'm kind of seeing is good. Like, you're kind of being advised to do that as well, because we also have the fox as your advice here, Aries. And the fox talks about looking after yourself first and foremost. Okay, you're not looking after somebody who's distant from you. You're looking after you, and needing to focus more on loving yourself and being emotionally intimate with yourself, rather than putting that all out externally. This month, the fox really does ask you to just be, you know, think very rationally and logically about love, and it seems to be saying that the way you need to be really focusing on love at the moment is just you. Just you. Do what you need to do for you. And the advice is to, you know, just focus on your own survival right here, right now. So you know, allow love to stay distant during July. You know, and just focus on connecting yourself to love, and being thankful for, you know, the small things. You know, because, you know, one of those things for you here, Aries, may be that I am learning how to love myself. I am getting closer to being able to, you know, be honest with myself about my emotions. I am grateful for, even if this person is no longer in my life, I am grateful that I met them and had the chance to love them ever. Regardless of anything else that's happened, I'm grateful for having met that person. Because I do feel that for a lot of you here, that whoever this person I'm picking up in your love energy, it's I feel like this is part of the reason why there's distance between you and this person, is because it's allowing you the space to heal and grow and connect with yourself on a love energy more than anything right now. And it feels like this person is somehow partly responsible for directing you to love yourself, kind of thing here, Aries. So that's going to resonate slightly different for everybody, of course. But homework, Aries. Gratitude rampage. List 10 things that you're thankful for, or make sure you're conscious of things that you're grateful for, no matter how small. Yeah. I realized I still had some of my favorite cereal left, and so I could have that this morning. I'm grateful. Oh, look, I walked down the street and I took notice of some really beautiful flowers today. Oh, amazing. Grateful for that. I'm grateful for seeing that today. Uh, no matter how small, no matter how big, things that you're grateful for, Aries, really, really will help set your mind in the right space for yourself in July. Okay, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.